On this episode of System Integrators Weekly, iBUYPOWER keeps coming with those same-day ready systems. CyberPower keeps not doing that. NZXT is doing something stupid, and we don't like it. Everybody loves build Redux. And Lenovo Legion has other things, but don't look at those, look at this. All of that and more on this episode of System Integrators Weekly. Let's go, nerds. Hello everyone, I'm Brea Thorne. Welcome to System Integrators Weekly, where we, just like you, are anxiously awaiting tomorrow's announcement of the NVIDIA RTX 3070 Ti and 3080 Ti. And when I say anxiously awaiting, I mean not the good kind. Actual anxiety, because we all know how it's going to go by now. They're going to announce it, and the scalpers and bots are going to sweep in and pick them all up. That or the crypto miners. It's a song as old as time, a tale as old as rhyme, and nobody likes it. But that's the reality right now. In any case, I'm going to tell you right now how much difference it's going to make to all of us. None. Zero. No difference at all. The RTX 3060, 3060 Ti, 3070, 3080, and 3090 will stay at their inflated prices because they can. And they will stay at their nigh unavailability because that's what's going on. However, we have a remedy for that. The answer is system integrators like iBUYPOWER, NZXT BLD, CyberPowerPC, Build Redux. All of them get their scheduled allotment of cards out of every amount that NVIDIA and AMD and all the add-in board partners ship out. They get their scheduled allotment and they will have them fairly regularly. And guess what? Scalpers aren't interested in buying a whole freaking computer just to get a card. So we can get them. And that's what we're gonna do. So before I get into this, a couple of disclaimers, okay? This is gonna be based on the availability for May 30th, 2021. That availability will change fairly quickly, and nothing we can do about that. Prices also change, and NZXT, we're gonna talk about that, guys. Secondly, a lot of this is based on my opinions. Now, my opinions are formed after a very long time in the tech industry and a much longer time before that as a PC enthusiast, but still, opinions. You're allowed to disagree, and you can do so in the comments below, politely, or in the Discord, which would be linked below, also politely. And let's discuss if you have anything that you'd like to discuss. I love that stuff. This is what I'm here for. I'm here for this. I'm here for you. So, let's get right into it. So, first off, we're gonna look at iBUYPOWER. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do first. Now, before I get into what iBUYPOWER has, let's address the elephant in the room. Please leave the room. We're on the second floor. You're very heavy. Thank you. Shut the door. Shut the door behind you. Okay. Now, let's also talk about what happened recently. If you're like me, you're a big fan of Gamers Nexus and their computer Jesus, Steve Burke. They've been doing a series of videos, investigative reporting, where they purchase a pre-built PC. It's not sponsored, it's not given to them. They pay for it with their Gamers Nexus store money, and they pay for it themselves. And they've been trying to find a turnkey pre-built PC solution. Now, they very recently released a video about an iBUYPOWER pre-built PC that was a disaster. It was beat up, the PCIe slot for the GPU was bent, the motherboard wasn't aligned properly with the I/O shield, and the case in general. It was a disaster piece, I swear. But here's the thing. He mentions that it was purchased through a retailer and does not mention what retailer that was. I will tell you that based on that reporting, versus my own experience and the experiences of other reviewers that I've seen on YouTube, that is not the same as purchasing it directly from iBUYPOWER. He mentioned that there wasn't any packing material inside the case to keep all the components in place. There was in mine. You can check the unboxing video. I'll link it right here. He mentions that there were no instructions for the end user to actually set up the PC. They were not included, not at all. I got those. That means to me that if you purchase from a retailer, like a big box retailer like Best Buy or whomever just so happens to be carrying, maybe Amazon, iBUYPOWER PCs, that the experience will likely be different. That's why I generally will go directly to the site and purchase it directly from them, because that's coming directly from iBUYPOWER with no middleman. So that's what I'm suggesting, that's what we're doing, and I can tell you that the experience that he had is not the norm. You're not going to have you're very unlikely to have an experience like that purchasing directly from any of these pre-built PC system integrators, okay? Borrowing from the guy who everyone says I look like, Jay from Jay's 2 Cents, I digress. Let's get right into iBUYPOWER, see what they have in stock, and go from there. So, looking at iBUYPOWER's same-day ready systems. This is where I like to start because these systems will generally come to your door within a week or so. In this case, you're looking at about 9 days. Not bad at all. You actually have a decent price range here, starting at $1499 with a Ryzen 7 3700X and a GeForce RTX 2060. Now, I will say this, you can probably get more for your money going with somewhere like perhaps Build Redux, but we're going to see that later on. You'll see some of these PCs here, mostly the ones that are more expensive, will have the Lian Li LanCool 1. That one does have front intakes for the airflow. Okay, that's the case that I got with mine. Now this system right here is actually one that I'm pretty impressed with. This one here it has an AMD Ryzen 7 5800X. That's the processor I have. 8 cores, 16 threads, and they are very fast cores. It's a fantastic processor, and it comes with AMD's Radeon RX 6800. That is a great graphics card. If you're gaming at 1440 or 1080, it's going to do everything you need with a little bit of 4K gaming sprinkled in. Now, if you're finding that ray tracing is of interest to you, look elsewhere than the Radeon cards. If you're wanting to stream or encode videos, you're going to want to go NVIDIA because they have NVENC encoding. However, for strictly gaming, it's kind of hard to beat the Radeon cards in their price category. And this is a $2,100 PC. I get a lot of comments saying, I've got $2,000, what can you do for me? Well, that's pretty close to it right there. And that's a great system. 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe drive, 240mm AIO, 16 gigs of DDR4 3200, generally at CL16, that's cast latency. Okay, 16, and that's pretty fast RAM. And it's a B550 gaming carbon Wi-Fi, so you know you've got Wi-Fi built in. I don't know what your Wi-Fi or router situation is, but you're going to want to pay attention to that if you don't have your Wi-Fi router right next to you so you can plug Ethernet directly into your system. You're going to want to make sure it has a Wi-Fi adapter. So yeah, this is a good buy right here. For those of you that have a higher budget, there are some very powerful systems here ready to go, be shipped out by Tuesday, June 8th. Okay, and that's going to be ones like this i9 11900KF with a 6900 XT. That's AMD Radeon top of the line graphics card. And for strictly gaming, you cannot really compare other than maybe a 3090. Looking at what they've got for custom systems. Okay, we do not do the Easy Builder, just go here. The Easy Builder will cut out some of your options. Let's go to this one because it starts with a 5600X. If you're looking for a strictly gaming processor, you cannot beat the Ryzen 5 5600X. Okay, that's hands down. First thing you're going to want to do here, because the case that they have it in is not the best for airflow, you're going to want to go here and pick the Be Quiet Pure Base 500DX tempered glass gaming case. It is mesh front. You can do the black or the white. Well, yeah, that's the one I would recommend for the best airflow. However, what we're looking for is what they have processor and GPU wise. Okay, so they have the entire lineup of 5000 series Ryzen processors. Excellent. Now, as for the cards they have in stock right now, ready to go, they've got the AMD Radeon RX 6700 XT, and they have the GTX 1660 Super. Great budget card right there. Probably the best budget card on the market right now. and the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060. The reason I say the 1660 Super is the best budget card on the market over the 3060 is because the 3060 is being grossly overpriced right now. Okay, you can save $150 by going down to the 1660 Super. Okay, now would I prefer the 3060? Yeah, if you got the $150, go for it. Now, and those are all cards that are available, and this one is an additional 50% off. That's why it's the price that it is. Now, if you want something like the 3060, 3070, or 3080, you're gonna have an extra 4 weeks lead time before they even start building your system. That is an estimate from iBUYPOWER. Of course, I got the 3090 in stock as well, plus a 2 weeks lead time on the RX 6800 and 6900 XT. So that's iBUYPOWER for you. Now we're gonna take a peek at CyberPowerPC. Let's see what they have for their instant ship systems. This is where they consistently fail. Yep. 750 has got a GT 1030 that does not meet my opinion of what is a entry-level budget gaming computer any longer. Maybe back in the day it would, but don't buy a GT 1030. Just don't do it. So let's go to gaming PCs. We'll check out this one that has, it's similar to the other one, 5600X and a 3060. So they have all of the flavors, all the SKUs for the Ryzen 5000 series processors. There you go. Here are our GPUs. What do they have in stock right now? They've got the RX 6700 XT. Man, everybody has this card. However, they also have, hey, GT 1030s. Nope. And the RTX 2060 is in stock for $10 more than the 3060. Now, it may be tempting because you have an extra 4 weeks lead time on every single 30 series NVIDIA GPU. That includes the 3090. I guess they actually sold out their allotment of them. But if you're willing to wait, you can customize your systems very well on these sites. Okay? So, a couple of notes for both iBUYPOWER and CyberPowerPC. Do yourself a favor, because generally you want to upgrade your motherboard. Just look at the model names here for the motherboards. Pick the price that you like the most and do a little research. Just search it on Google, check the 3- and 4-star reviews, and proceed from there. Takes a little bit of research, but the motherboard choice is an extremely important one. It's the backbone of your system. And if you have terrible power delivery matched up with a processor that you want to overclock, you're gonna have a bad time. If you're wanting to hook up a whole lot of USB devices and you get a B550 board that doesn't have a ton of them, or an X570 board that doesn't have a ton of them, they do exist, you're gonna have a bad time. So check the specs, make sure it has enough ports that you want, power delivery is good, all of that, you'll be golden. And one of the most important things is your power supply. Get yourself a name brand power supply that is rated well. 80 plus gold is what I usually recommend, unless you want to go true baller and go 80 plus platinum, something like that. But yeah, overdo it a bit on the power supply. Maybe get one that's modular, you'll have better cable management, but request from them when you purchase it that you get the extra cables for that modular power supply. Let's move on to NZXT Build. NZXT Build, you guys made some changes, didn't you? Yeah, you did. NZXT has changed their website drastically. It's pretty, but it may have been more usable before. A bit hard to say. However, going directly to NZXT Build took me to their basic website. You have to go to gaming PCs and then build a custom PC. Okay, for those of you following along at home. Then you're gonna go to start your build, and it takes you to this handy little screen. If you want to play at 1080p, because that's the monitor that you have, let me know, let them know. If you want to play at 1440, which is what my 32-inch monitor back here has, you need to know. If you want to game at 4K, well, go for it. I'm not a fan of it personally, not yet, but you totally can. I could game at 4K on my 3070 if I want to. I don't. I prefer 1440 because 4K on that monitor is just not necessary, and it doubles the amount of pixels that the thing needs to render. I suggest 1440 if you want to go with more cinematic gameplay, and if you want to go for esports titles, you know, your CSGO and I guess Fortnite and games like that, Rocket League, choose 1080, 1080p, 27-inch monitor, high refresh rate, Perfect. NZXT Build had this nifty little program where you would pick, you could customize a PC or go with their quick and easy pre-builds. Previously, it would be $699 for the starter series, and there would be 3 levels of that at varying prices, like the Starter Plus and Starter Pro. Then they had their streaming PC, which was, I think, about $1,600, and then their Creator PC, which was like $4,000. Okay. The minimum price now for the Starter Series PC is $999. That's right. It went up $300, and it did not change much on the specs. That is a product of our market. That is a product of the current landscape for custom gaming PCs. Everything is more expensive. Everything is scarce. The budget gaming PC has gone away for now. You used to be able to go in with $600-700 and say, I want a starting gaming PC and get something that would work for playing the video games. This sort of illustrates why when I get a comment saying, hey, I've got $700, hook me up, and I'm like, I can't. That's why. I hate it too. I hate it because yeah, you used to be able to game on a budget, and it's really not much of an option anymore. You just cannot get what you used to get for that same amount of money. Let's just see what you get for that $1,000 with a starter PC, okay? So they sort of tell you that you have to get Intel, and it is 2 generations old, the 9400F. Not a terrible processor at all, but not a great one. And they put in, however, a good baseline starting gaming GPU with the GTX 1650. Lower your game settings and you can play some games with that, for sure. Things sort of start to break down though, because then they give you a B365 motherboard, also 2 generations old, missing some good features that you're probably expecting your new gaming PC to have. And you get a 450 watt power supply, which is not a whole lot of headroom over what the system will actually need. 16 gigs of RAM in dual channel mode is a nice touch, and the speed is 3000 megahertz if they configured the BIOS correctly. So yeah, I mean, you could do worse. You could do better, because starting to get into this $1,000 to $1,200, $1,300 range, you should be able to start looking at a 1660 Super, which is a much better graphics card than the GTX 1650, but I can't tell them how to run their business. The one I really want to talk about though is the one titled streaming, because there's a lot of people who want to start streaming, and if you are one of those people, check out some of my earlier videos, because I did stuff about like background lighting and microphones and audio and all that stuff for streaming. Looking at the streaming PC, don't let your streams be dreams. Oh my god, that is so catchy. A quick look at the specs, quick snapshot. You got a Ryzen 5600X paired with a 3090. You don't need that. And besides which, if someone is going to be a streamer, they're probably going to do some light content creation. That's how I got here. And a 5600X is a fantastic gaming processor, but if you want to do things like Premiere Pro, Photoshop, any kind of content creation, you're going to want more cores. It will benefit you. And that is the smallest core count processor that AMD sells right now. It's out of balance, and that's my problem with stuff like this. Balanced systems are much better than getting that one part you really want and just being like, I don't care about the other stuff. Balance your system specs. So let's see what they got for GPUs right now. They got the 3060, that's the EVGA XC Gaming. They got the Gigabyte GeForce RTX 3070 Gaming OC, and they've got the Gigabyte Radeon RX 6700 XT Gaming OC, and the Gigabyte GeForce RTX 3080 Aorus Extreme 10G. Look at that, they got a 3080 right there, ready to go. And they have the ASRock Radeon RX 6800 XT Tachi XOC. My God, guys, the naming conventions here, please. For their CPUs, they've got the 5600X, 5800X, 5900X, and 5950X. Forget that 3950X, you don't want that. That's going to be there pretty much forever. But yeah, all the flavors of the Ryzen 5000 series. Before I go on, I want to cover something really quick. Last video, I announced that last Thursday I would be doing a stream where all of you guys could come to twitch.tv/Breathorn, which is where I stream every Sunday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Central. But instead of streaming video games, I just had you guys come in and I helped people look for computers one at a time. Personalized service for absolutely free. All you had to do was subscribe here and follow there. But yeah, that stream was crazy. It was the biggest stream of my career. I'd be an idiot not to do it again. So, unrelated note, I'm going to be doing that again. And it's going to be probably twice a month. So, Thursday, June 11th. Tune in. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Central, twitch.tv/Breathorn. And take the time between now and then to think about exactly what you might want, your budget, what you want to do. Is it gaming or gaming and content creation? Or, you know, 3D modeling, whatever you might want to do. And think about maybe what brand you've been interested in based on the videos that you're seeing right now. And yeah, that's supposed to, oh, and what resolution? 1080p, 1440, or 4K. If you have those bits of info, you come in, get in line, and I will help you out. And we actually had a great time. It was fun, it was funny, we made jokes, and people actually bought PCs live on the stream. Imagine you're finally making this purchase you've been planning on forever, and you have an entire chat cheering you on. It was nuts. I loved it. So don't miss it. That's June 11th, okay? 8 p.m. Central Time Zone. Be there because it was freaking fun and it can be freaking fun again. And I don't want you to miss it. Okay, moving on. So let's go in here and this is the process, okay? If you're interested in doing this, okay, you just go to buildredux.com, you click on Start Your System, you choose your, this is kind of an odd budget thing. I mean, wouldn't everybody just click best? Whatever, let's start at $1269 and work our way up. Oh, and you see what I'm saying right here? It tells you pick 1080p or 1440. We're gonna stay at 1080 and we're gonna click next. So here's what you get for your $1,269. Nice. Intel Core i5-10400F. It's a good gaming processor. Okay, now that is an Intel-based system, obviously. They clearly say that it's 16 gigs DDR4 dual channel. If you get a budget system from CyberPowerPC or iBUYPOWER, they're usually going to give you one single 8 gig stick of RAM. Dual channel communicates faster with the processor and the rest of the system. It's faster. Okay, so you want dual channel RAM, and they have that, and you can bump it up to 32 gigs. Now, even though this is their lower cost system, you still get a 240 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler. You get that Cooler Master TD500 RGB case. Okay, they're charging $100 for that. I don't know if that's the actual price if you just bought it separately, but still, it's a good quality case. You get the B460 chipset, so it's fine that you're getting a 10400F. Nothing with a K-SKU on it because it's a B series Intel chipset motherboard, so it doesn't really accommodate that overclocking. Now you get a 1650, a GeForce GTX 1650, and like I was saying, that's kind of like the baseline of a budget gaming system, okay? You know, lower your settings for your AAA titles, and you can play. Their goal is usually around 60 FPS, and this is only, you know, $269 more than the starter PC, and I believe this is better. Okay, so they're very similar, but I believe that you're going to be getting much better airflow. You have more case fans. This build is more focused on cooling your system, which helps with system performance and longevity. If you consistently run your box hot, the parts aren't going to last as long. So what if we want to, say, go sort of mid-range on this? Okay, cool. I would start with the processor, and I would say go with the 5600X. Now, let's see what GPUs they have in stock. Looks like they max out at 3070. You can get notifications on when like the 3080 would be in stock, and they tell you straight up, hey, we charge $1,200 for a 3080. All right, fine. $855 for a 3070. Okay, but when you look at the overall build, it's yeah. So you can go up to $2,000 right here, and then you have suddenly a 5600X and a 3070. That's a sick combo right there. You want to bring the price down a little bit and still have a 30 series graphics card, bam, there's 3060, 1748, and then you go with your memory. You can pop that up to 32 gigs for just a little more, but you can leave it at 16 gigs. This would be a strictly gaming computer, I would say, for 1080 and maybe some 1440p gaming. And you only have a 500 gig NVMe M.2 drive. I would up that to this. Watch the price go from 1748 to 1793. Suddenly you have 2 terabytes of mass storage. Guess where your Steam library is going to go? Right on there. I've read a few comments about Lenovo Legion gaming systems. So they got a pretty cool look right here. I like the site, but I haven't really given them the time of day. Let's shop now. No, I don't want laptops. No, I don't want rewards. Leave me alone. Towers. All right, cool. Okay. Legion Tower 5 AMD. Mind-blowing AMD Ryzen 3000 series processors. Calm down, guys. Legion Tower 7. Oh, okay, so the Legion Tower 5 AMD starts at $977.48. Cool. And the Legion Tower 7 is 11th gen Core K-series processors with 30 series graphics. That sounds awesome. This one has a nice mesh front. And yes, it's more. We're gonna see what they got. Okay, 32 gigs of RAM on this one, and RTX 2080 Super. So that's that was a lie. That was a lie about 30 series. All of these are 20 series graphics cards, which are not bad inherently, but at this price point, $2,600 to get a 2080 Super. I spent $1,800 on my system with a 3070 in it. But when you click on it, up to 10th gen and up to Ampere-based RTX 20 series. Backing up though, what do we see? What is this? What is this? Backing up though, right here. What does it say? What does it say? Everyone sound off with me. 11th gen Intel Core K-series processors. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 30 series graphics. You lied to us on YouTube. Let's see the Tower 5 AMD. All right, like I want to get a better look at this case because this thing's tiny, and I think people would really like that. See, if you want small form factor, this is a nice little small form factor system. Legion T5 AMD Monster is the part number. AMD Monster with a Ryzen 5 3600 processor and 8 gigs of RAM, probably one stick instead of dual channel, and a 1660 Super. Hey, you know what? I kind of like this. Guys, no, this isn't bad at all. Like seriously, we want a good budget build in a small form factor right here. Okay, $977. It is on sale right now. Okay. Ryzen 5 3600 is a good gaming processor. Like you can't go wrong with that. And a 1660 Super, I mean, that's a great graphics card, man. If you're gonna come here, ignore the other stuff. Just look at this Legion Tower 5 AMD. Why is there glass here but not glass on the other picture? Is that an option? Because that is pretty sweet. They didn't even have any venting on the solid side panel. So yeah, if you can go for the glass, go for the glass. I don't know. Anyway, can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that you guys have been so awesome that in 2 months, I went from like 80 subscribers to almost hitting 1,000. That's nuts. I have people saying, I can't believe that this person only has 900 subscribers. I can't believe I have them. I'm just talking about computers, man. I did do this. I was gonna do this anyway. Thank you. Thank you very much. Y'all are super cool. And I hope that you enjoy the videos. I'll be making more stuff. And of course I have other videos coming out. Not just these videos, but I'm glad that y'all like these. And I really hope you show up for the stream next week. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday on the 11th. Now, one thing I do every week is I pick a comment of the week. And this one's a special one. because I can imagine myself being this commenter not too long ago. Okay, so this was from Tech Nugget. Love the channel name. All right. Tech Nugget said, looking at my analytics, I found your channel under the tab saying who some of my viewers are subbed to. And wow, your channel is great. Thank you, Nugget, Tech Nugget. Thank you, TN. Thanks. I really appreciate that, like, especially coming from another YouTuber. I occasionally make pre-built videos along with tutorials and maybe a review. Any advice you can give me? You're gonna blow up, by the way, good luck. I'm not a fan of that term blow up. It always feels a little threatening, but thank you. I'm kidding, it's awesome. Okay, so any advice you can give me? I'm not huge or anything. I'm not like that. But I did stumble on something that started to make the channel grow, so I would say just keep trying different things. And if you get an idea, something that you have, because this show was an idea that I had that I didn't think anybody else was doing, because everyone's always afraid of their audience saying, "Oh, pre-built suck." No, they don't. Computers are computers. Don't gatekeep, jerks. Anyway. I'm kidding, you're not a jerk if that's what you thought before, because we're all in this boat together where we can't buy parts individually to build PCs. That's how the world is right now. But Tech Nugget, if you get that little spark, that little idea, write it down or do what I did. I made the first video that day. I was like, wow, this is it. This is a good idea. I'm gonna do this right now. It might not work, probably won't work. Who cares? Aside from that, just keep going. Keep going and keep looking at your analytics, because that's where you saw this, my channel. That kind of stuff is what led me to that, seeing that pre-built system integrators were the search terms that were bringing people to my channel. So I just rode the algorithm, and that's it. Once you get a hold of it, just don't let go. But here's what we're gonna do, guys, and I want y'all to play along at home, because I did check out Tech Nugget's channel and it looks very interesting. So what we're gonna do, go onto YouTube and search Tech Nugget right here. And see this little guy right here? Just go ahead and click on that little guy. Because look at this, it's a thumbnail and it's a dude with a nugget for a head. That's gold, all right? I mean, thumbnails are a little chaotic, not gonna lie. A little chaos to the thumbnails. But, you can theme it out, but still, I love this. This thing with the nugget for a head, that's golden right there. But also I see that you got a video that had like 7.8 thousand views. Whatever worked for that, do more of that. That's what I did. That's actually gonna be it for tonight, this morning, this afternoon, whatever time you're viewing this. I ask that you guys subscribe because it is super helpful for me to know that what I'm doing is working. And I hope that this information is super helpful for you. Just click the little thing like we just did for Tech Nugget, and then the little bell right next to it. In fact, look, I'm gonna do it right now. Tech Nugget, you do something, I'm gonna know about it. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. And until next time, take care.